You already know I had to headline my Patriots. What is going on, y'all? It's your boy Anthony Griffin, and we are back for another episode. Oh my God, why did my computer just do that? My computer just did me wrong. But anyway, we're back for another episode of Ant-Archy, and let me tell you, this episode is all about my Patriots getting the business done. That's right. The Patriots walked them to Orchard Park and just said, "I'm gonna walk in your trap, take over your trap." We beat the Bills in Sunday night prime time in front of America. Now, let me ask you something. What does this mean for the Patriots going forward? I'm going to tell you what it means. The league should actually respect Drake May as a quarterback. Because coming out of the 2024 draft class, look at what quarterbacks there are. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, Bo Nix. Out of the 6 quarterbacks I just named, out of the 6 quarterbacks I just named, 4 of them are starting to look like high caliber quarterbacks. 2 of them are like they stay getting injured or they're not consistent. Right? But this is about Drake May. This is about the Patriots. I'm not talking about the draft pad. I'm not talking about JD5. I'm not talking about Caleb Williams. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Drake May right here and now. If you didn't see the game, he didn't throw a touchdown, but he didn't throw a pick either. But he did throw 273 yards against the Bills defense in Orchard Park, by the way. I had to keep adding that one. And you know what? This was a Stephon Diggs revenge game. That boy had 10 receptions for $146. I am waiting for the day I get a notification on my phone, or if I see somebody saying, "Hey, Stephon Diggs just scored a touchdown." The first touchdown in a Patriots uniform. But I want to talk about the game, actually. I was sitting at my desk the whole time as I'm watching the game, and I saw us kicking field goals. I think the whole theme of that game in the first half was ball security. Everybody was fumbling left and right. I was surprised Ramondre Stevenson was fumbling. I wanted him off the team at that point. I was like, at this point, let him go. But every time I see the Bills, whenever they get a turnover, they always score. They always get some kind of timeout. They got halftime. They get some kind of, how should I say this, time to prep for the next drive, and they're going. But the thing is, the Patriots defense, we were ready for Josh Allen in almost every figure of what we can handle. I don't know what Josh McDaniel, what Mike Vrabel, or even what Terrell Williams was over there cooking up in the Patriots facility, but I like their game plan. They create a few missed opportunities, letting Josh Allen run with his legs, but at the same time, they didn't let him control the game. There was a massive portion of the game where Drake May was rolling to his right and throwing to whoever was open on that right side. And then once the Bills started picking up on it, now they're starting to put speedier linebackers, like Tremaine Edmonds, putting them over there and seeing them, shutting down Drake May. But that wasn't enough. If you recall, if you've seen it, if you recall during that game, Drake May made a magical pass right before the 2-minute warning. He stiff-armed the defensive end. I think it was AJ Epinesa. I'm not sure. I couldn't remember. But he stiff-armed the D end, and as he's being dragged to the ground, he throws a dime. Drake May throws a dime being dragged down. Like, imagine your arm is being pulled down like this, and you have to throw a dime. And that ball is right here, like in your stomach. And you throw it to your wide receiver one. And he gets the first down. Now the Bills have to use their timeout to burn it, and we had to get in the field goal range. This game was perfectly played, The second half, I'm going to say that. The second half was perfectly played by the Patriots. I was shaking from, I'm going to say from the 2-minute warning. Because for the last 5 years, I've known the Bills to be this explosive offense. And until that clock hits 0, do not count out Josh Allen. And I mean, my second grader can say the same thing. If that clock is not 0, I am not out of the game. If that clock don't say 000, we didn't lose yet. So that'd be a learning lesson to everybody that plays sports, plays Madden, play 2K, play college football, you play Parks and Rec, you play for an organized team. If you are losing by one possession, or let's say in football terms, if you're losing by one possession in football terms, meaning 8 points or less, if that clock does not hit 0, you are still in the game. But if you're up by like 50 and it's 20 seconds left, yeah, no, that's impossible. But still, if it's one possession game and you are down by 8 or down by 7 or down by 6 or whatever, and that clock does not say 0, you are still in the game. I kept that same mindset watching Josh Allen the whole time. But the fact that Drake May played it so perfectly and he really talked about getting the ball out to his most trustful guys and making it a team win. Watching this team go from from the last 5 years until the Bills started taking over, to Bill Belichick, to Jerome Mayo for 1 year. This is Mike Vrabel's first year, and so far he's undefeated with division opponents. Do you know how crazy that is? Every single time, and I mean every single time so far, that Mike Vrabel has played an offensive opponent, he has won. He has beaten the Dolphins. Now he's beaten the Bills. And the first time we have the Jets is on a Thursday night game in our NFL rivalry jerseys. Speaking of that, let me tell you, right now the Patriots are 3-2. Our only 2 losses are from the Raiders and the Steelers, which I still believe we should have beaten the Steelers. But from yesterday's game, I'm going to tell you the Patriots' next 8 per se. I'm going to give you the Patriots' next 8 opponents. Whoa, oh, here it is. The next Patriots' 8 opponents, right? So the Saints, we go to New Orleans. Yes. So this upcoming Sunday, the 12th, we go to New Orleans. Then we go to Tennessee to play the Titans. And they just came off of the most silver-plated handed win because the Cardinals forgot how to play football for the last 5 minutes of the game. Then we come back home to play Cleveland. We don't know who's going to be under center for Cleveland that game. It could be Dylan Gabriel, maybe Shador time, maybe against New England, or they may give Joe Flacco the show. But if we're being honest, I don't think they're going to play Shador this year. Because the fact that they put Joe Flacco in front of Shador and they let Dylan Gabriel play, there's no way. Shador is not playing. Then we have Atlanta. We're staying home in Foxborough to play Atlanta. And that is November 2nd. I cannot wait for that game. One of my coworkers at the school that I work at, she's a Falcons fan. So if I find out we win that day and we beat them, I'm talking my biggest trash yet. I'm talking my smoothest trash. And I can already hear her down the hallway. Greenfield, what are you doing? Greenfield, why are all these kids in the hallway? Greenfield, what are these? Screaming my name for God knows what. Because I don't feel like hearing all that. Why would I want that? Next, we go to Tampa Bay. I'm not going to lie. The very same thing I felt for Buffalo, I feel for Tampa. The way Tampa's playing lights out. They still don't have Mike Evans, but what does that matter? They got Emeka Mbuka from Ohio State. That boy is killing in Tampa Bay. And if you ask me, I don't believe we're going to beat Tampa Bay. I think we need Gonzo guarding Mbuka. We need Gonzo guarding Mbuka. That's literally it. Not unless we're going to bracket him. And then we have the Jets on Thursday night. That's the 13th. We have the Joe Burrow-less Bengals. That's about to be a steamroll. And then we have Jackson Dart and the Giants on Monday night, December 1st. Now we have our bye. So if you ask me, from those 8 opponents, I can see us going 7-1 at best. No, the ceiling is 8-0. From the Saints to the Giants. Remember, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say the list again in this order. It goes Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons, Bucks, Jets, Bengals, Giants. Those 8 games. Our ceiling is 8-0. And that is the only game I'm like, all right, if we lose that game, it's just stardom, it's just star power. But we got Drake May, we got Stephon Diggs, we got Kayshon Boutte, who's coming from under the radar. We got Pop Douglas. If Travion Henderson can get himself straight, not himself straight. If Travion Henderson can get playtime, because I don't know why he's not getting playtime. But if he can get the playtime he needs, oh yeah. But our ceiling is 8-0, but our floor 6-2. The only team I could possibly see us losing to, besides the Bucks, is the Falcons or the Browns. No, the Browns suck. Maybe the Giants. We always find some way to lose to the Giants every time. I don't know why. Like, it just baffles my mind how we still find a way to lose to the Giants. No matter what their team is, no matter how much we suck, they always find a way. But 8-0 is that's my dream scenario, and that's our ceiling. And 6-2 is my floor. If we lose to more than 2 people, like look, if we lose to the Saints in this 4-game stretch, if we lose to either the Saints, the Titans, or the Browns, if we lose to any of those three teams, I'm gonna crash out. I'm like, what are we doing? We're losing to teams worse than us. Why are we doing this? We need to win those games. We just beat the Bills in Orchard Park. That statement alone set the bar so high. Because if we walk up into New Orleans and we get dog walked, and New Orleans held their own against Buffalo, but then Buffalo just ran away with it. But then we just beat Buffalo. So it's like, so far, Buffalo is the best team we played. Not until we get to the Bucks. I still think the Bills and the Bucks are kind of a similar team. It's just coaching. That's all it is. It's really just coaching. But I think those teams are a little bit similar. But the Bills have a better quarterback. The Bills have a better running back. The Buccaneers have a better receiver. Have better wide receiver core. I think the Bills may have a better O-line. The Bucks have a better D-line. The Bills may have better linebackers. The Bucks have better corners. And the Bucks have better safeties. So I'll say overall, the Bucks have the better defense, but the Bills have the better offense. So it's like pick your poison. At that point, just pick your poison. So once again, like I said, the Patriots walked up into Orchard Park and won 23-20. And our next game is going to New Orleans to play Spencer Rattler and the Saints. Now, before I get out, oh wait, there's one more thing. Antonio Gibson just tore his ACL per last night. If you've seen that play during his kickoff return when he got full-on flipped over and then fumbled the ball, he tore his ACL during that play, and that sucks. So now our only 2 running backs for the season is Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. We could bring up JaMychal Hasty from the practice squad, but I think the depth chart should look like this. The starter is Henderson. The backup is Stevenson. And the third string is, you know what? Where's Lane Larison? I know we had a guy in training camp. His name is Lane Larison. I don't know where he is. He should actually still be on the practice squad, but he needs to be on the field. That boy is dangerous. I seen him play at UC Davis, and I seen him play in like one game of the preseason, but after that he got hurt. But in those highlights, bro, he did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He's a good, solid player. He's like Ramondre. I'm gonna say Ramondre. He's like Travion Henderson if like he was way, 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 way less known. I really think that. I don't know how many times he fumbled, but Henderson never fumbled like, at all. I'm an Ohio State fan, so I've been watching Henderson for the last 4 or 5 years. I have yet to ever hear that Henderson fumbled the football ever. And the fact that he's on the Patriots now, oh my God, put him at starter and ball security would never be an issue. But y'all want to keep believing in Stevenson, I guess. But the last thing I want to talk about is what are the Ravens doing? What are the Ravens doing? I'm getting sick and tired of these students telling me that the Ravens are better than the Patriots. First of all, no, they're not. Let's say that right now. No, they're not. If you would tell me the Ravens are better, first off, did you beat the Bills in Orchard Park? No. You were leading by like 20, 30, around there, and then you let them come back. Then you lose Lamar and you forget how to play football. Come on, dog. Are we being serious right now? Y'all are 1-4. Y'all just got manhandled on your home turf by the Texans. The Texans just got up out of bed last week when they finally beat the Titans. And then they just come up and be like, you know what? Let's stop playing around, bro. They lean forward. They look, they got their controller. They lean forward. They was like, all right, now it's over. Now I'm playing serious. Now you're not beating me. Like, why do y'all let them do that? There's no way. There's literally no way. So that's my whole thing on it. As a matter of fact, let's see who the Ravens play next. I want to say the next 3 people that the Ravens play. And we're going to give an estimation on who do we think they can beat. So they have the Rams next, and then they have a bye week. They really need that bye week because they need to figure out what is their identity and what is their team without Lamar. Because obviously not having your superstar and MVP QB is going to be harmful. Same thing for the Bills. If the Bills didn't have Josh Allen, bro, they would have been dogged. But that's besides the point. The Rams, not counting the bye week, the Rams, the Bears, the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Browns. Those are the next 5 people for the Ravens. I'm going to say it again. The Rams, the Bears, the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Browns. Those 5. And being that Lamar is not coming back until December, maybe even playoffs. Excuse me. Maybe even playoffs. I would give the next 5 games, I would say 2 and 3. You guys have to beat the Browns. That's no brainer. And the Dolphins don't know how to play football right now. They just lost Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill won his way out of Miami, and Tua is seeing ghosts. And the Dolphins defense don't know if they want to play football or not. So you got to beat the Dolphins. That's literally a free win. And the Browns, that's a divisional opponent. You have to beat a divisional opponent. No matter what your team looks like, no matter if they're better than you, worse, y'all got to win that. Then there's the Rams, the Bears, and the Vikings. You're losing to the Vikings. Point blank, period. You're losing to the Vikings. The Rams. Point blank, period. And the Bears, maybe. That's the only toss-up, though. Because the Bears aren't consistent to me. One day I'll see the Bears put up 50. Next week, I'll see them lose by 50. One week, I'll see Caleb Williams lighting up the show. Next day, I'll see Caleb Williams with a noodle arm, and he don't know how to play football. One day, I'll see the running game being extremely dominant, where the O-line is blocking phenomenal. And then the next one, they're going to have the O-line part like the Sea. They're letting everybody get behind them. So the next 5 opponents for the Ravens, I see them going, their ceiling is 2-3. But their floor is 1-4 again. So maybe by week 8, they may be 2-5. That's their floor. Wait, no, that can't be right. Let's see, 1-4, 1-5, 1-6, 2-6, 2-7. Okay, 3-7. Let's say 3-7 is the ceiling, and then 1-9 is the floor. If you somehow lose all 5 of those games, you lose to the Dolphins and the Browns, you need to regroup as your team. That tells me Lamar carried that entire Ravens team, and you need to rethink your life. Well, that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for letting me express what I have to say. I'm using my 4th Amendment. Freedom of speech, man. Let me say what I got to say, because I have a voice too. I have opinions. But you know what? The Patriots are on the way, because Drake May is the truth. If you were hating on Drake May, if you really thought that the Patriots sucked, because everybody kept saying, oh my God, the Patriots are trash. Oh my God, the Patriots are terrible. Well, guess what? Drake May is here. Drake May just beat Josh Allen in Orchard Park. So what do you got to say about it now? Because don't sit here and tell me the Patriots suck, but we just beat the Bills in Orchard Park with the rivalry jerseys. When we come back, when the Patriots wear their rivalry, hold on. Stare there, gang. Let me show you something. Just hold on. You see this? I got my rivalry jersey. I'm waiting for that day. And look on the back. May. Exactly. So when you see the Patriots wear their rivalry jerseys, I will be wearing mine. Let me go ahead and put this over here. No, this is hanging up later. Well, that's my time, guys. Everybody stay blessed, stay passionate, stay positive, guys. I'll see you later. Whoop.